The world is standing at a crossroads where technology, policy, and human participation collide, and the tension between restrictive national policies and open, contribution-driven networks is becoming impossible to ignore. The Trump administration's decision to raise professional visa fees by a staggering 100-fold is more than a bureaucratic adjustment. It is a structural signal of global labor control. While the official narrative claims to protect American graduates' jobs, the deeper logic reflects a state-led reconfiguration of industry in which foreign skilled workers are cast as disruptors of domestic balance. Early actions, such as the crackdown on Hyundai and LG's dispatched workers in Georgia, foreshadowed this shift and revealed a clear goal: limit overseas deployment structures and prioritize national labor redistribution. This is not merely immigration control but a geopolitical reset of labor and industry that aligns with broader moves to consolidate power at the national level. Meanwhile, global corporations are confronting their own crisis of sustainability. Their growth no longer depends on bold visionary leadership but on the credentials and skills of employees, creating a speculative, resume-driven model in which people are treated as interchangeable resources. Artificial intelligence is deployed primarily to recruit, monitor, and cut costs rather than to empower workers, producing short-term efficiency at the expense of long-term innovation and public trust. This dependence on disposable human capital undermines creativity and breeds systemic instability, and the result is a corporate landscape running out of both moral and economic runway. Against this backdrop, the Pi network offers a strikingly different paradigm, one that is radically inclusive and designed to reward contribution over credentials. Here, the only entry requirement is a smartphone and a willingness to participate. Leadership vision is embedded directly in the protocol itself, and AI serves as a mediator that bridges knowledge gaps so ordinary individuals can create extraordinary value. Every small act, whether verifying transactions, building applications, or sharing insights, is tokenized into measurable reward, allowing technology to serve the many rather than an elite few. This approach transforms everyday people into true agents of innovation and redefines what economic participation can mean in a digital age. Humanity therefore faces a decisive choice: promote inclusive, contribution-based ecosystems where AI enhances participation and distributes value fairly, or cling to exploitative corporate structures where AI functions solely as a tool of control. As Pi co-founder Dr. Chungdiao Fan has observed, technological progress is sustainable only when it provides real utility to the masses. Otherwise it is nothing more than a passing trend. Her statement is not mere philosophy but a strategic principle for the global economic transition now underway. Looking ahead, two dominant trends are likely to shape the coming decades. First will be the acceleration of legacy collapse, as exploitative corporate models erode under social resistance and tighter state policies, with visa restrictions acting as both a symbol and a mechanism of that dismantling. Second will be the rise of inclusive networks, where contribution-based economies such as Pi emerge as practical and scalable alternatives. In this vision, AI shifts from surveillance to personal empowerment, enabling mass participation as the foundation of a sustainable global standard. Ultimately, only technology that delivers genuine utility to everyday people will endure and define the future, and the real question is no longer whether this shift will happen but how quickly societies will choose to embrace it. $314,159 for a single mined KYC'd Pi. Does that sound unbelievable, or does it sound like the starting point of a financial revolution? Imagine waking up to headlines that the global consensus value of Pi, set firmly at $314,159 per one Pi, is not just a theoretical number but the benchmark for how the world now measures wealth. Picture the most exclusive neighborhoods you can think of: Chelsea in London, the 7th arrondissement in Paris, the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and Beverly Hills in California, where a single apartment can cost millions or even tens of millions of dollars. Now ask yourself this: what happens when a buyer walks into a Manhattan penthouse negotiation and calmly declares, "I won't pay more than one Pi for that apartment, anything more is overpriced"? Would the seller laugh, or would they pause, sensing a seismic shift in how value itself is defined? Consider why this might not be fantasy. The GCV of pi isn't arbitrary. It's a value earned through time, trust, and human contribution, anchored in decentralized smart contracts that cannot be manipulated by any central bank. As global economies drown in quantitative easing, mounting public debt, and inflation, faith in paper money is crumbling, the dollar, the euro, the pound all slipping from their untouchable pedestals. Could pi, mined only by KYC-verified humans and capped by strict algorithmic scarcity, become the most reliable unit of settlement in a world where trust in governments and banks fades by the day? Imagine luxury real estate, those Chelsea townhouses or Parisian villas, listed not for $5 million but for just 1.5 pi on a pi-powered smart contract marketplace. Suddenly, a single pi doesn't merely equal $314,159. Its purchasing power leaps to more than $3 million because demand for pi-denominated assets outstrips the tiny available supply. Does that devalue pi or does it amplify its worth, turning scarcity into unprecedented power? Remember, pi isn't like Bitcoin or any fiat currency. It can't be bulk bought on exchanges, isn't mined by machines, and lives in a community-driven ecosystem where each coin represents verifiable human contribution. What happens when high-value sellers begin saying, "You can't buy this property unless you hold pi"? Will we watch a frenzy as the world scrambles for a currency they cannot print or fake? If you have even one pi in your wallet today, could it soon rival the value of a London townhouse or a New York penthouse? Could that digital number you mined on your phone become the ultimate proof of contribution and the reserve unit of a new decentralized economy? Ask yourself, as central banks struggle and traditional markets wobble, is it really so far-fetched that real-world assets will one day be priced not in dollars but in pi? Could the day come when a luxury home sells for 0.8 pi and no one blinks? And if that day arrives, will you be a spectator, or one of the few who earned their place in this new system of trust, identity, and contribution? The question isn't whether this shift will happen, but how soon you'll witness the moment when pi outprices traditional wealth and redefines what it means to be rich.